Hey there, Russ here. Welcome back to the shop. Hey, let's talk about my soldering station. I promised you at the first of the year I was going to turn this cabinet into a soldering station. This is the one with the safe, couple cubby holes. I bought it for, kept the old sticker just to remember, but I bought it for $30 with safe, it says. Anyway, it was in a basement in an estate sale, and so I sniped it up. What really made this thing stand out was this area here. It has this nice little pull-out tray and an open area for like a workstation. And originally, I put, here, let me show you. Right there, that little cabinet, 4 drawers in it, wood, that I made and put in here. Those knobs lined up to this knob, and they all looked nice in alignment, so it looks pretty good in there. But I took it back out, thought maybe I would do this as a workstation. But now I've decided it's going to be my soldering station, but it's actually going to multitask because it's also going to do, I'm going to do wood burning here. I'm going to try to buy a station, a soldering station that also does wood burning. So it'll be available to do both right here. And also I got my hot glue stuff here so I can do hot glue in here. And I'm going to bring my Dremel over here. I have a hanging Dremel with a wand on it. And I'm going to do all my Dremel, that type of Dremel work, carving and stuff. I'm going to do that right here. Now, obviously, most of this stuff you have a little bit of a problem with smoke or sawdust or fumes. And what I've got going there is this is really kind of neat, I think. But I have this old Squirrel Cage Fan that I've had for a while, and I showed it to you before because I was going to use it in my miter saw station. But so far, I really haven't seen where I even need to have a negative pressure on the back side of that, so I hadn't put it in yet. But I think I'm going to use it here. Air intake right here. Motor runs on 110, and this is the outlet. You can duck it anywhere you want. So what I'm going to do is build a false wall right here that stays above this level so I can still pull this out. And it's going to come out about 7 inches or 8 inches, so about half the distance. And that'll be a nice little tool wall in there. And behind it, I'll mount this there, and this will be the air intake in this chamber. And it'll be blow through here, and I'm just going to vent it right out the side over here. So that, and then if I want a filter, I'll put a filter on it, or I'll just have a blast gate maybe to let it blow out. We'll see. But I think this will be good enough to be able to draw the fumes and keep the sawdust in the air going that direction away from where I'm breathing. So this right there with a nice little false wall halfway in, that'll give me a nice little cubby hole area, but give me some nice functionality behind the scenes too. I also want to put, I have my voltmeter and stuff like that, so I think I'll probably take those and actually hang them on this tool wall. So this should have this nice little tool wall right here. I have also a little hand helper. I found a use, that magnet I told you about a couple, 3 weeks ago when I built Medusa. Broken magnet, I found a use for it. It's a metal base, so I cut out the pad so this sets in there. I can take it on and off still, but while it's on there in this workstation, I can put this anywhere I want and make use of this handy helper. I put a magnetic bar above my opening right here so that I could even put this right here and use it. So this is going to be kind of nice. I also made my own little helping hand. I put an alligator clip on the end of some 12 gauge wire, solid core. It's because it's pretty stiff but flexible. And I put one of those little magnets on the other end with glue, super glue, and hot glue. And I can set this anywhere I want under here, and I have this other helping hand to do things then. And most of the time, I guess that didn't hold up. I'm going to have to redo that. But most of the time I can put this anywhere I want too. So, but I guess I didn't get that glued in there very well. How embarrassing is that? So, well, that's why we do prototypes. Anyway, I think the concept is still good. I liked it being magnetic and being able to put this anywhere I want. So that's one of the little things I did. With this bar here, I now have a place to set tools when I'm using them. And when they're not, I can put them where they belong out of the way. But this will help keep them off my tabletop. This thing pulls in and out. When I pulled it out all the way, I had this pin that'll drop down and hold this out so that everything's nice and sturdy and everything. Or if I want, I have a hole right there that locks into so it holds this thing halfway out if I want. So then this is going to be pretty close to where my false wall is going to be. So this will make it look like a full cabinet with a shallow recessed area in the half position. So anyway, so that's something I'm looking at too, is I have this here. As far as using the soldering station in that, I'm going to try to mount that in one of these two drawers inside the drawer. So I pull it out, plug it in, use it, put the wires away, unplug it, and then I can close it out of my way when I'm not using the soldering iron. I'm going to store all my hot glue items right here in this drawer, so if I do hot gluing, everything will be at my fingertips there. I did mount a little outlet right here so that I can, and it's on a switch, so I can turn it on and off, but that will power my irons right now in that. I would like to put a light in here also before I'm done on a switch so I can turn it on and off, and obviously the vent fan too, so I can turn that on and off. And I'll have a master switch, so when I hit the master switch, everything turns off automatically. So if I see the light still on or anything, I can just shut everything down with one switch. Even if I have a soldering iron plugged in or something, I won't leave any of that stuff on all night. So that's how I'm going to kind of do the electrical. Right now for lighting, I have these two little lights. You know what these are from Harbor Freight. These are the freebies. But I have these, and I can take these and stick them on the magnet right there, and I get some lighting, nice lighting here. These, and two of these give me a lot of light. I have two of them right here for that. I also have, this light here that I can move around where I want, but most of the time I think it'll set up here like this, and I can bring this down and line it up, and this thing gives me some pretty good light too. It lights up real well. So I think between these three, I've got enough lighting at least to work in this area. And as I do all these other types of improvements, it'll make it a real nice one. So I'm going to try to do the wiring first, get the fan installed and the electrical all put up. And then I'm shopping around trying to find a soldering station that fits in this drawer. Hopefully I'll find one rather than having to make something, because that just would take a lot of time. So I'd rather buy one, I think, depending on the price. We'll see, because I know what I want also, but we'll see. Anyway, one last thing I think that I hadn't mentioned yet, and that is remember this old baby? This is my little jeweler's vise. Talked about this a few times. Used to be always over on my little mini workbench table. But actually, this is where it's going to reside. Because when this drawer is out, it actually doesn't even matter. I can put this anywhere I want. If I line it up to this post down here between the drawers, I can put this on there and lock it down. And now I have a nice little vise on my workstation, and the drawers will still open if I set this to where it's exact. Right now it interferes because I set it too far that way, but I know where the sweet spot is where I can then still open the drawer. So I can leave this up here and make it a central piece of what I want to use, or I can just as quickly take it off and keep it in the drawer when it's not in use. So that's going to be a nice little addition also to this workstation area. But I think that's about all I'm going and where I'm kind of going with it. Always looking for ideas. You know how that goes. If you have one or you're going to make something of your own, obviously you're not going to be able to find a cabinet like this. This is a pretty unique cabinet, but maybe it'll give you some conceptual ideas. So I hope that you'll give me some feedback on some of your suggestions and ideas. I'll be listening to them all, believe me. So don't be afraid to Don't be shy. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, you learned something here, hit that like button. It helps me know that I'm doing the right thing. But most importantly, please come back again because I'm nowhere near done. Thanks. We'll see you again very soon.